Hey everyone, welcome to The Alternates, a basketball show for the others where we like to showcase independent music and discuss all things basketball. We have a great show lined up for you today. It is postseason time, baby. All of it.
Yep.
We will be checking out the headliners, playing our postseason version of Out of Step, and of course, it's the beginning of the week. Time for me to begrudgingly play Duo Jam.
Ah, yes.
The curse continues. We got all that and more coming up right after the song. What do we have to start them off?
All right, we got the band Spy from the Bay Area. The song is Violent Majority off their 2020 Service Weapon 7-inch on To Live a Lie Records.
Awesome. We'll see you soon. What is up, y'all? Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. We, of course, are The Alternates. I am your host, Brian Cullen, and with me is everyone's favorite, Sun City's Dark Prince, Clayton Stevens. How are you, buddy?
Hello, I am well.
Good to see you. Before we jump into this first segment, I want to take a quick second, ask you all to subscribe to the show on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Go ahead and like the video, drop a comment, leave us a rating and review, and most importantly, share the show. It helps other people just like you find us so that we can build this community even more. If you want to get a hold of us, you can do so by emailing thealternateshoop@gmail.com, and go ahead and follow us on TikTok at The Alternates NBA, where I made an incredible TikTok video that got taken down because apparently
cops.
Cops. TikTok will not allow me to post any video that has suffocation in it.
You're so punk. I love it.
Banned from TikTok. Okay, I didn't want to be there. Anyways, how are you, Clayton?
I'm well. You know, we're locked into the playoffs. It's absolute sicko hours. Just like waking up at 9 a.m, just basketball on the mind. You know, I'm a baseball guy too, so I got games on the computer, double screening. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
The NBA did such a good job of scheduling these first games. We're Saturday and Sunday. Great weather here in LA. So much to do. And they put the best games back to back, the 12:30, 3 o'clock games, to where I was like, at noon, I was like, I can't leave the house. I can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I watched the two games, and then I'm like, well, I might as well watch this last one. The sun's down already, you know, whatever. Brilliant scheduling by the NBA. But brilliant. I am, true sicko time. I am hooked, like hooked.
Yeah. This is what we're here for. You know what I mean? This is what we watch the whole regular season for, for this. So this is the most exciting time. It's, yes, a disgusting amount of games, but it's fun. Soon enough, we will be whittling down.
Absolutely. So let's jump into headliners.
Yep.
Before we get into game ones.
Okay.
I want to get into something else because the NBA Award Finalists were announced. Now, we're going to look at the finalists for each category, and we're going to pick a winner in each category, because I don't want to wait. I hate this NBA award show. They're doing it in June. I miss it being announced in the first round.
Yeah, and I would even say let's go ahead and get out of the way before the first round. Whatever can add to rivalries or make people mad, things like that, add to storylines and narratives, that's better. Doing it in June, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm totally with you. At least the alternates can choose our. Absolutely. And these guys will hear about it.
Yeah.
You know, they all follow the show.
Avid watchers, yeah.
We'll make our own rivalries.
Let's
and
do
our
it,
own storylines.
It doesn't make sense to do it that late. Because, like, what I miss, you're right. Like, look, this is a narrative-driven league, right? And
these awards are narrative-driven.
Yes, exactly. And I miss, you know, in the first round, whether it be announced during round one or like just before the playoffs, like you're saying, you get the guys that win the award, and then there's this kind of expectation of, oh, you're the MVP? All right, go prove it now. And then you have the guys that feel like they got snubbed. Like, no, that should have been me. I should have been the winner. And then it becomes, okay, then go prove it.
Yeah.
And we don't have that right now.
Exactly.
Which
like
bums me out.
imagine if, let's just say he's not even nominated, but let's just say, you know, Steven Adams wins Defensive Player of the Year, and we got Patrick Beverley out there going, "You're not fucking shit." Yeah. You know, I mean, like we need those moments.
Yes.
We need those moments.
100%. So let's manufacture that for ourselves here. So let's start with the MVP, where we've got the three finalists: Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jokic.
Yeah, not surprising. Not surprising here.
Yeah, shocking final three.
Shocking final three. Okay, so with these three, look, I just want to say, first of all, MVP is about, it says more about you, really, than it does, like, even who the winner ends up being, because who you choose is what you decide is most valuable, right?
Okay.
And so I think, for me, if we're choosing between these three, I gotta go with Jokic here.
Yes.
He put up the best numbers. He did it with the least amount of talent around him, which, again, that's not really my criteria necessarily. I wouldn't choose him, but I just want to throw out there, I would throw Devin Booker in here.
Wow.
Look, I know that the numbers are not as big. They're not like on the level of these three guys, but what he did this season with Chris Paul going down, with the team just winning, 60 plus games, he was the best player on the best team. So does that make him the most valuable player? Probably not. But if there was an offensive player of the year award, I'd give it to Jokic. And if there was an MVP, I might give it to Devin Booker.
I mean, isn't the best player on the best team finals MVP?
Yes, but we're talking about regular season awards here.
Right.
So he was the best player on the best team in the regular season.
Okay. I just see it as, you take Jokic off of Denver, and that is a lottery-bound team. You take Devin Booker out of Phoenix, they're still making the playoffs.
It's possible.
That's the difference for me.
Yeah. But so anyways, I would choose Jokic. What do you have?
Yeah, it's Jokic. I've been saying that all year. It's Jokic.
Yeah.
Okay, Defensive Player of the Year: Marcus Smart, Mikal Bridges, and Rudy Gobert. Who's winning?
I have Mikal Bridges.
Okay.
Winning this award. He guards the best player on the best team, or guards the best on the opposing team. Again, on the best team.
Yeah.
He was so impactful. The way he can switch, the amount that he can cover up on the perimeter. We've seen this award go to guys like Rudy Gobert specifically, has won it multiple times. And I totally get it. He's doing the most with the least defensively, right? Like, his perimeter defense around him is not very good. He has to clean up a ton. I think that's why his numbers have been kind of so gaudy. But yeah, I have Mikal Bridges winning this award.
That's fair. I think there's an argument for Marcus Smart. He's up there for me.
Yeah.
The Celtics were the best defense in the NBA, and I really feel like he is the anchor and linchpin of that defense. What he's able to do with his size on bigger players is incredible.
He's a great defensive player. I actually think Robert Williams was the most impactful defensive player on the Celtics.
Interesting.
So
okay.
I wouldn't even have him on his team.
Wow.
But I wouldn't quibble with Marcus Smart. He's a great defensive player.
Okay, Spicy Clayton here in the morning. I got no problems with Mikal Bridges. I got no problems with that. What he's been able to do on the perimeter is pretty incredible. Okay, Rookie of the Year. I think this one's very interesting.
I agree. We have 3 great nominees here.
So you got Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, and Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, so
this is a real test for you.
Yeah, this is a real test for me. I said it couple months ago on the show that Cade Cunningham is not going to win this award, but that in 3 years we will look up and he'll be the most impactful player. I am still behind that take. I have Evan Mobley winning this award.
Okay.
I thought he was the best rookie the entirety of the season. And, defensively, I think he's the most impactful, best defender I have ever seen from a rookie.
Wow. Big words.
Yeah, no, it is. And it's just a rare thing to see someone be this impactful defensively and have instincts like he does. You kind of can't teach.
Untraditional way you would see somebody at his size do it, how he's just kind of roaming.
Yeah, it's not about scheme even for him. You know, I mean, having Jared Allen there certainly helped a lot,
sure.
Allowed him to be more of a roamer, like you're saying. But you can't teach instincts. And this guy has instincts that are just on another level. So I would have Evan Mobley winning this award, but 3 fantastic rookies. I think Scotty Barnes is going to win.
He's right there. He's right there.
Seems to be the kind of hipster pick right now. All the NBA hipsters are loving Scotty Barnes, and he's a great player. I love his versatility. Love his personality.
Yeah, he's great.
Right? He's just awesome. I think he's gonna win this award.
Interesting. I think it's neck and neck. I think I give Evan Mobley the edge just because he immediately made that impact, whereas I think it took Scotty maybe like a month or so to kind of find his footing and get it together. And I mean, Evan Mobley has completely changed the look of that franchise.
Yep.
So, okay, fair enough. 6th Man of the Year. This one is hilarious to me. Tyler Hero, Cam Johnson, Kevin Love.
Shout out to Kevin Love for getting on this list.
Yeah. Look, yeah.
If you weren't watching the Cavs this year, which I think a lot of people weren't, they checked in with them at times. He was legitimately good.
Yeah, he was.
He was a very impactful player for them, and
he could have been last year too. He just stopped throwing tantrums this year.
And that's fair. That's fair. That shouldn't count against him this year, but I totally understand what you're saying. But I just wanted to shout him out for getting on this list because I thought he was a really impactful player this year and really good. But I have Tyler Hero running away with this award.
He's miles above these other 2 guys.
Yeah. Cam Johnson had a phenomenal year.
Great.
He's hardly a 6-man though, really, to me.
Yeah.
Honestly. Tyler Hero is just like the most 6-man ever.
Yes.
Like he is the prototypical 6-man. He was the best 6-man in the NBA this year, kind of by a mile. Yeah. Totally with you.
I don't think it's close at all. Okay, Coach of the Year. Monty Williams, Eric Spoelstra, and alt-star Taylor Jenkins.
Yep. Drinking those disgusting IPAs. Look, this is a really hard one. I think there was a lot of coaches who did really well this year. There's more than these 3.
For sure.
But these 3 are phenomenal. I have Taylor Jenkins winning this award.
Yes, same.
I thought he should have maybe won this award last year as well. But what they did this year, getting the number 2 seed in the West, doing it at times without Ja Morant, getting guys like John Conchar and Zaire Williams to be super impactful winning players, not just impactful players, but impactful winning players. That's really tough to do. And so, I have Taylor Jenkins winning this award.
Yeah, I love that you said, they were able to do it without Ja, because I truly think you can win with superstars. You can win with the best players. You show yourself as a coach when you don't have that player, what you're capable of doing. Yeah. And Taylor Jenkins did that. He got the most out of everyone on this roster.
Yeah, and it was seamless when Ja was in or out of the lineup. He found a way to keep the team just moving along and winning consistently. So I have Taylor Jenkins winning this award. I actually think Monty Williams is going to win this award.
Okay, yeah. I mean, 64 wins, 63, whatever it was.
Yeah, again, 60 plus wins. I wouldn't quibble with him winning. Yeah. Wouldn't quibble with him winning. I think he's going to win it. I have Taylor Jenkins as the winner, though.
All right. Last one, most improved player. We've got Darius Garland, DeJounte Murray, and Ja Morant. Who's winning?
I don't know who's going to win this one. My personal choice isn't on this list.
Wow. Okay. Who's that?
Jordan Poole. I think Jordan Poole should win this award. You know, going from the type of player that he's been to where he is now, scoring 30 points in the playoffs and all of that, and being just as impactful as he is, I don't think anyone took a bigger step forward than Jordan Poole. If we're talking about just these three guys, Garland, Murray, and Morant, I would go with Darius Garland. I think he took the biggest step in terms of he was a good player, now solidified as a all-star, near superstar level player.
Okay, fair. To the Jordan Poole thing, if he was on here, it would be 100% deserved. If he won it, it would be 100% deserved. I think what hurts him in the eyes of the voters, and this is not his fault, is, look, Steve Kerr's a great coach. I don't think there's any denying that. But it took Steve Kerr a little bit of time to find a role that worked best for Jordan Poole. In the first, I would say, maybe 6 to 8 weeks of the season, it was very inconsistent in terms of where he was being played, how long he was being played, all of that. And so that affected his numbers and his ability. Again, not his fault at all, but I think that that's what really hurt him and kept him out of being a finalist here. But you're right. I mean, unbelievable. Jordan Poole is becoming a household name, especially after that game one. I've got DeJounte Murray winning it personally.
Understandable.
I hear what you're saying, but for me, DeJounte Murray went from being a good borderline great player to being a great borderline superstar player.
I think that's Garland and Murray, I think, kind of had that similar trajectory this year, where we saw lots of flashes of it last year. And then this year we just saw the consistency, the consistent winning, the consistent numbers.
And for me, it's DeJounte making improvements on both sides of the ball. That's what puts him over the edge.
I get it. With these three, I would just say, though, that Garland took on the most responsibility. Yeah. He was responsible for scoring the ball the most and kind of doing everything for the Cavs, as we saw with their play-in situation. Like, if he wasn't scoring, the Cavs weren't doing much of anything. So I think he shouldered the most. And to go from a guy who, he was good last year, but essentially turned that team into a playoff team with just adding a good rookie. It's quite impressive. I wouldn't be bummed on anybody winning this except Ja Morant.
It seems a bit weird. I love Ja, but it seems
rubs
a bit
me the
weird.
wrong way. Yeah. He was too good to win this award.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing here in headliners. We'll do this quickly. So we got all the game ones done. I want us to pick a stud. I want us to pick a dud. And then I want us to open the flood, which is an overreaction to a game one. So, stud. I'm going to pick the stud of the game ones.
Yep.
It's a no-brainer for me. It was Celtics Nets.
Your Celtics.
Oh my God. What a game.
Yep.
What a game. The Celtics looked like the better team. And then towards the end of the third, into the fourth, the Nets started to look like the Nets that Vegas has been seeing this entire time, picking the favorites. They started to go nuts. And then that last play to win the game on a buzzer beater layup.
Amazing.
It was the entire game was entertaining. Even when the Celtics looked like the better team, it didn't look like they were running away with it.
No.
They were just clicking a little bit more. But I couldn't. It's everything that I wanted out of a game. You had the heroics, you had the stars, you had the drama with Kyrie and the fans. Like, God damn it, just put this shit directly into my veins. Like, this is what I want in the playoffs.
Yeah, phenomenal. You can't really ask for a better buzzer beating play than your three best players touching the ball with like 3 seconds left. Ball movement. And then a great play by Tatum there to finish it off and win the game.
Spin move.
And a great pass by Marcus Smart. Like,
out of a double.
An unbelievable pass.
Yeah.
Brown to Smart to Tatum. You can't really ask for better than that.
That's an all-time playoff moment right there.
It really is. And shout out to Udoka, man. I mean, totally turned this season around for them, and they're believing.
Yeah,
they're believing. So
I've been believing for a while. I just want to say that
you have
everybody. I was on this train early.
This is going to be an amazing series. I'm totally with you. All right, let's move to the dud.
Pick your dud. Who is it?
It was Suns Pelicans.
Yeah.
This was pretty uncompetitive from the jump. The Pelicans made a sort of typical second half, little bit of life, but Not much.
Couple beeps on the monitor.
It's going to be tough for the Pelicans, I think, to rip off a game here.
Yeah, they're outmatched. And look, credit to the Pelicans for getting there.
100%. They earned it. They played a phenomenal second half of the season. Won the play-in fair and square. Got there. Totally earned it. But they are just totally outmatched. Yeah,
they've got no chance here. No chance.
None. None.
Yeah, I'm with you. If it was 5, I would be shocked.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, but we'll see. New Orleans was rocking. Maybe they can rip off a game there somehow.
We'll see. Okay. And then the last one. Time for the flood. I want to overreact to a game here.
Oh, I want to overreact to this game so bad.
Grizzlies versus Wolves.
I loved it.
Oh, this is it. Yeah. Go. Please go.
Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
It's all that needs to be said.
Yeah.
Like, he has completely changed the trajectory of that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
He has shown he is ready for this moment. It was unbelievable. The Grizzlies are in serious, serious trouble here because the next game for them is going to be so dramatic because it's beyond a must-win. Like, they have to win that game just to stay in the series. The Wolves have already taken home court from them. And when they go back to Target Center, it's going to be pandemonium.
Yes.
Absolute pandemonium. I mean, it was already crazy there for the play-in. The fans showed up. We said that Memphis was going to be a crazy environment, and the Wolves shut them up, man. The second half, you could feel the nervous energy in the building.
Oh, yeah. They were in scary hours.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, this is a very dire situation for the Grizzlies immediately.
Yeah. It's kind of a nightmare matchup for the Grizzlies the more that I look at it. The Grizzlies don't shoot threes. They don't have a ton of like solid shooters there. And if they're going to win this series, I think they have to find something on the perimeter. I think they have to. I think without it, they are in big trouble here. Yeah.
And, shout out to these Wolves players for showing up on the road. Like Jaden McDaniels, obviously my guy, was incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible in this game. I would say probably the second most impactful player in the game was him. And D'Angelo Russell didn't even have that good of a game.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Yeah, this might be the Cat series. We'll see.
I think, but this is what makes the Wolves so scary. They have
three
real offensive players, and the Grizzlies, the strength in numbers, we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot to go, but I think this is the proper one to overreact to.
Don't get nuanced. Yeah, we're overreacting.
This is the proper
here.
one to overreact to because this is fucking crazy. This is a 7 seed going in to a really dominant 2 seed. And this series, it's a brand new series.
Yeah.
This is,
I love it. Okay. Let's play a game. We're going to get into Out of Step.
Okay.
We are going to be introducing, we've already started it, relegation into the postseason. So we're just looking at playoff teams now in Out of Step.
Yep.
And instead of the 3 leagues, NBA, T-League, C-League, we are looking at the Slayoffs, the playoffs, and the layoffs. So last time we played this, Natasha was here. We set teams where they are.
Yep.
We've taken out the play-in teams that have been eliminated. So we just have the 16. We're going to do Out of Step how we normally do. We're going to go down. Tell me if a team is safe, moving up, or moving down.
Okay.
Let's start in the Slayoffs. The Miami Heat.
In.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a dominant performance in game 1.
Dominant performance. The best defensive team so far in the playoffs.
Okay. The Boston Celtics.
Oh, totally in. Totally in. Obviously staying in. Yeah.
If they lost game 1, would it change it for you?
No, because they could have missed that last shot and it wouldn't have changed it for me much. You know, they played great. Obviously, it would be a tough situation for them, but they're in the Slayoffs. Yeah. They're playing great.
Bucks?
Slayoffs,
Okay.
staying in.
Yeah. The Suns.
Staying in, obviously. Yeah, they're the favorite.
Yeah. The Memphis Grizzlies.
Move them down.
Wow.
Move them down. They're not in the playoffs. No question. That they're out now after that performance.
They lost home court.
They lost home court. They're out after that. But I'm relegating them to the playoffs.
Okay.
I'm not counting them out by any means, but they are no longer some slaying giant.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to go look at the playoffs here.
Okay.
The Sixers.
Move them up.
Really?
Move them up.
Yeah.
That performance at home, to get that kind of performance out of Maxey, Harden was okay and a pretty dominant victory. I think they deserve to be moved up here.
Yeah.
It was a real hipstery pick to have them be upset, and they just showed they're a really good basketball team.
Yeah. They were almost my pick for dud in game ones. Not them, but that game, just because
It let down.
I thought I was going to see more from Toronto. Obviously, the injuries really hurt them. Who knows what that's going to look like moving forward into these next games. But, I kept thinking that Toronto was going to dictate this pace. They were going to be fast. This is what they do. And Philly controlled the pace of that game from
the
beginning.
jump.
Yeah, from beginning to end. And they got everything that they wanted. And we didn't see the Raptors play with their identity. We saw them trying to match what the Sixers were doing.
I agree.
And it was brutal. So, okay. All right. Next, we got the Bulls.
We got to move them down.
Yeah.
I think they're
Layoffs?
in the layoffs. They're just with the injuries, especially with Lonzo, with Io being such a young player, not really ready for this moment. I think they just kind of feel like fodder right now.
They were playing some great defense though at times.
They were not out of that game, and I would not be surprised if they win a game in the series. I'm not, saying
Sweeping
that they're
them out.
not sweeping them out, but I think it's pretty much a gentleman's sweep.
Okay.
I'm going and moving them out
Okay. All right.
based on the matchup.
Okay. Raptors.
I'm keeping them in the playoffs.
Wow.
I could totally see why someone would want to move them down. But look, what Philly did was nice, but it wasn't special yet. I think, they held home court so far.
Yeah.
Let's see what Toronto can do moving forward. I'm not ready to count them out yet. Obviously, the injuries are tough. If Barnes is going to be injured for this series, it's going to be tough for them. But I'm keeping them in for now.
Okay. Hawks.
Probably Trae Young's worst playoff game ever
Yeah.
the other night. And so I'm going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
I'm going to give this team the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, it was really hard for them to get here.
Yeah.
Like I talked about in the last episode, like they put themselves in such a horrible hole to climb out of. I think that's kind of what that game was. It was a dud. I got them staying in the playoffs. Trae
You think
Young
they'll make
is
it
going to
interesting?
I think they're going to make it interesting.
Okay.
I do.
All right. Nets.
I'm keeping them in.
Yeah.
Great performance. Kyrie and KD were phenomenal. KD could be actually a lot better. And so, but they're staying in the playoffs though.
Okay.
They're competing with the Celtics. That, like we said, maybe the best series going right now.
Yeah. Warriors.
I'm keeping them in the playoffs as well. I could see moving them up, but I want to see what the Nuggets counter with, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't see a convincing enough win to say like, oh, it's done.
Yeah. I
saw a
Jordan Poole,
good convincing win at home.
most improved guy here, Jordan Poole. Can you expect 30 from him every night?
No, you can't. You can't. If he does, then great for them.
Phenomenal. But at the same time, he's probably not going to be starting this entire series, right? Steph is going to take that spot back. Because
It's gonna
Steph
be
came
interesti-
off the bench.
It's going to be interesting to see what Kerr does. I think there's just more to be seen with the Warriors. They're a playoff team.
Okay. The Mavericks.
I could see why someone would want to move them down,
Yeah.
but I thought they competed really well in that game. Down, obviously, a lot of guys, missing Tim Hardaway and Luka. I thought they competed really hard in that game. And if they can just find a way to win the next game, stay alive till Luka comes back. I still give them a puncher's chance in this series. And again, I thought they played well. So I'm keeping them in the playoffs.
Okay. I think that they are teetering. I think that they are.
I think that's fair.
I think that they are close to a layoff here.
But I mean, there was no smacking. I mean, they were right in that game.
No, but you can only punch above your belt for so long. And if they don't get Luka back, that's exactly what they're going to be asked to do.
Yeah, I do agree with that. But I think for now, they're in the playoffs. They're competing with Utah.
Okay. The Nuggets.
Keep them in there as well. I want to see, like I said, I want to see what Denver adjusts. I want to see, Jokic is our MVP.
Let's wait for the Austin Rivers game.
Oh, there's going to be one.
He always
comes through for one.
This is the experience.
Exactly. I'm not counting them out yet. They're a playoff team.
Okay. Wolves.
Playoffs, of course. I mean, they've taken control of their series so far. Let's see if they can follow it up.
Let me throw a hypothetical at you. The Wolves win this series. They complete the upset. Do they become a Slayoff team, or are they just a really fun playoff team?
I'll know when I get there.
Okay.
I'll know when I get there.
Bridge.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but they well could be.
Okay. All right.
But a long way to go for that.
Fair enough. Now into the layoffs. There's only 2 teams left in the layoffs after some of the play-in teams were eliminated. Start with the Utah Jazz.
Move them up. Move them up. They're a playoff team.
Okay.
They
give them some respect here. Finally,
give them some respect. They won a home game fair and square, and Donovan Mitchell was phenomenal in the third quarter, and thought the role play Bogdanovich played well. Royce O'Neal hit the 3 to kind of seal the game.
Yeah, they're
playing well.
Okay. And then the New Orleans Pelicans.
They're the ultimate layoff team. They, hopefully they can rip a game off somehow.
Yeah.
But they are clearly the most layoff team left.
Does Zion help if he comes back? If his stepdad forces him to suit up?
We're not talking about Zion.
Okay.
We're not talking about Zion.
Okay, fair enough.
We're not doing that.
So to recap, the Memphis Grizzlies fall out of the Slayoffs into the playoffs, and they're replaced by the 76ers. And then in the playoffs, the Chicago Bulls get dropped into the layoffs, replaced by the Utah Jazz.
I think this is right.
Okay, we're going to see how these next couple games go. Everybody watching and listening, let us know if you agree with these movements. Let us know where you would put some of these teams. I'm really interested to see how everybody is kind of viewing the 16 teams that are competing right now. All right. It's time, unfortunately, to get into Duo Jam.
Oh, yeah.
So last week we had a play-in edition. Natasha, our great, I guess she's just a co-host at this point.
Yeah.
Natasha Dye. She played with me, and we picked play-in teams, and it was tricky because you wanted to pick a team that you thought was going to play 2 games, right? So you wanted a team to lose their first game. She picked the Hawks, and they actually won their first game, but they were in the lower bracket, so it was brilliant. And she picked Trae Young, and kind of a risky pick here with Bogdanovich. Trae Young put up 101.2 points. Bogdanovich 56.9 for a combined 157.1 fantasy points.
That's a respectable play-in.
Yeah. Now I picked the Wolves, who are now the Cinderella story of the postseason.
Yes.
And I had Anthony Edwards. He put up 40 points. This team only played 1 game. And then I picked Cat, and in that 1 game, he fouls out.
Yep.
Oh my God. My cursed Duo Jam season continues. He put up 23.5 points in his limited minutes, giving me 63.5 points. I got absolutely dominated in this one. Maybe the worst SmackDown I've had this entire season. That puts me at 3-10 on the year in Duo Jam.
Yep.
Fun times. I better be getting some kind of lottery pick or something.
I was just gonna say something like that. Like you gotta get the first pick in something next year. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, you tanked the season hard. Yeah.
Masterful tank job, if I may say so myself.
Yes. You you're definitely in the C League of Duo Jam.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. So let's get into this week's Duo Jam. We're just gonna pick teams. Everybody's playing basically the same amount of games this week. We're not looking at any potential game 5s or 6 yet. So let's pick. We're just going traditional Duo Jam here for the postseason.
Yep.
I'm gonna pick the Nets. I think this is an interesting series. I think they are going to have to rely on their top end talent to make it and keep it interesting. So I'm picking KD.
He's
Clear,
pretty good.
easy pick.
Yeah.
You might have heard of him.
Yeah.
It's short for Kevin Durant, if you didn't know that.
Yep.
And then my second pick is Kyrie Irving. I think especially in game 2, he's going to look to really prove something to those Boston fans. And I'm hoping it plays in my favor. What team and what duo are you picking?
I'm going with the often disrespected Philadelphia 76ers.
It's now become the hipster pick to pick the 76ers.
It's the hipster pick to pick against the 76ers constantly and to say how bad Harden is and how bad Doc is and all this stuff. Maybe they're pretty good.
History speaks for itself.
Maybe they're pretty good. I don't know. Just saying, maybe they're a pretty good basketball team. I'm choosing obviously Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Like we've mentioned, the matchup nightmare going into this series.
Yeah.
He's been good so far. Sticking with him, and then look,
Tyrese Maxey, just say it now.
I'm not going with Tyrese Maxey. And I'm saying that because I think that was the Tyrese Maxey game.
Coward.
That was the Tyrese Maxey game. He had the game of his life. He was unbelievable. The shot was just not missing.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening again. I'm going with James Harden. I know that that's a tough pick for people. A lot of people say he's not good in the playoffs. I think he's still going to get his numbers, though.
I think that pick gets more dangerous the more they play.
I agree.
I think we've seen enough that James Harden will come out with a fury and he empties the tank pretty quickly after a couple games. So I get why you would pick him now. I think this is still a good time to be picking James Harden.
All right, this is maybe the most star-packed Duo Jam of all time.
And it may be the most drama-packed one too, because this was the mid-season trade, was these teams right here.
Wow. Yeah, this is the Ben Simmons off.
Yeah. Does winner or loser get Ben Simmons?
Loser has to pay Ben Simmons, I guess.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
How about that?
Loser has to pay him the $20 million.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Well, that's going to be it. We'll see how I do. Maybe in this week's Duo Jam next week when we come back. Thank you all so much for joining us. Let us know who you think is going to pick Duo Jam. I'm curious to see if anybody out there has any faith in me whatsoever left. We will be back later this week. We are trying to, test out some new days and stuff. So could be Thursday, could be Friday. We'll see.
Playoff format. We're messing with it a little bit.
TBD. But we will be back again this week with some more looks at these games as the true sicko basketball.
The drama continues.
Yeah, I love it.
The soap opera.
Thank you so much for the support. I'm going to leave you with the song Antichrist by the band Alternative. Almost Alternates. The band Alternative off their 1983 Nomin Partry 7-inch on Crass Records. It's an absolute classic, one of my favorite peace punk songs.
This is a good one.
Thank you so much. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
I came out of the war movement, I wanted to be an officer. I was given the gift of life, but the fact of this gift was opened by someone else. I was never given the chance to ask myself what I could do with this gift. I will not try to reach out for Christ's hand. He carries my guilt and sin which was never there. I reject this grace. I reject the myth that holds us. Where is this heaven you speak of? Where is this love you offer? How much fun that must I suffer? Must I lose my self-awareness or the awareness of Christ? Have I no self-control over my thoughts? Whether I like it or not, my fate is sealed to an endless existence by the guilt and sin. Your cross has been one of a symbol of guilt for too long. How much more blood will flow in your name? Do you seek some ultimate genocide? Must we always